To build a major scale in any key, you need to know your musical alphabet first. It's A, B, C, D, E, F, G. There's 7 musical alphabets. Now you need to learn that musical alphabet forward, A to G, and also backward, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. Next is knowing where your musical alphabet notes are on your fretboard of your guitar. So let's say A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So spend time learning the notes on your fretboard. Next are intervals. There are half steps and whole steps. You can think about your frets like half steps if they're beside each other. Like from the first fret to the second fret, that is a half step. Second fret to the third, another half step. Third to the fourth, another half step, and so on. Those are all half steps when you play them beside each other, like that. The whole steps are skipping frets. So if you're on the first fret and you play the third fret, that is a whole step. You skip a fret. A whole step is 2 half steps. Next is knowing the pattern for the major scale, the interval patterns for the major scale. There is a formula, there's a pattern of whole steps and half steps. So let's look at the key of C, for example, for simplicity's sake. They're all natural keys. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. If you look at the keyboards, they're all the white keys. So this C here on the guitar is on your 3rd fret of the 5th string. And you see C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. We follow those notes. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Or if you're using one string only, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Now notice the distances between those notes. There are whole steps. There's a half step here, whole step, whole step, whole step, and then another half step. So there is a pattern for a major scale intervals of whole steps and half steps. This is what you do. From C, you need a whole step from C first, so that's D. Another whole step, E. A half step, F. A whole step, G. A whole step, A. Another whole step, and the last one is another half step. So you get that note C to C, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Okay? Now you can spread it here on one string only, or you can play it on other strings. For example, C, the next note is D, you can play the D string. E, F, you can play the G string, G, A, B, or the B string, then C. That's how you build a major scale on your guitar. In any key, those are the major scale patterns. So we take that scale pattern of intervals, the whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. We use that in the key of G, for example. So we think about G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And let's see if those letters or those notes will follow or will sound like a major scale if we just play simple those notes. Okay, so that's G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Something wrong there. So let's look at the half steps and the whole steps for the major scale. First is G. Whole step is A. Whole step is B. And we need a half step C. Whole step D. Whole step E. We need a whole step. That means you're not playing F. It's an F sharp. Then a half step back to G. So far we have G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. So in the key of G you have one sharp, which is F. That's why the key of C is a special key because it doesn't have any sharps or flats. On the keyboards it's all white keys. Other keys has sharps and flats. So G has one sharp, which is F sharp, to build the major scale. If you don't play the F sharp, you get an F. It's not a major scale anymore. That's a different scale, that's a different mode, but we'll talk about that in another video. So that is the pattern for a major scale on any key. Just follow this whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, and then half steps. And you write down the first note or the first letter of what key you're in. For example, in the key of D. So write down the key of D first, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and find out if those notes, if you play it as is, will follow the major scale pattern or the sound of a major scale. If you play it D, E, F, the third note is not a major, it doesn't follow the major scale sound already. So you know you need to alter it. So if you're playing D, we need a whole step to E, we need a whole step, that's an F sharp, and then we need a half step G, whole step A, whole step B, whole step C sharp, and then back to D. So far we have in the key of D major scale, we have B, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, and D. We have two sharps in the key of D. The F sharp and the C sharp. There you go. So far we have three different keys, the C, G, and D. I intentionally use those keys because we're gradually increasing the sharps of the key. So in C, there's 0 sharps and flats, 0 sharps. In the key of G, there's 1 sharp, which is F sharp. In the key of D, there are 2 sharps, F sharp and C sharp. So if you look at it, you can refer to the circle of fifths, and you'll see those sharps adding as you go all around the circle of fifths. You'll see it here, okay? So check out the circle of fifths. If you want to go deeper into music theory, it will help a lot. So that is the basic way to build a major scale in any key. Hope this helps you out. I'll see you in the next lesson.